You know what, today, how about we make some pizza? Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Matt, and this is Needed. If you haven't already, make sure you push that subscribe button, hit that bell so you get notified of future videos on recipes and kitchen equipment reviews. Today we're making Neapolitan pizza. This is my version of Neapolitan pizza. It has all-purpose flour and wheat flour to give it a little bit more flavor. You're going to want to make this dough a couple days in advance. If you have to have it the day you're making it, you're going to at least want to give yourself several hours in advance. Let's start off by talking about the ingredients. First, you're going to need 650 grams of all-purpose flour and 200 grams of whole wheat flour. If you don't want to use whole wheat flour, just make sure you're using 850 grams of all-purpose flour total. You're going to want 550 grams of water, 12 grams of active dry yeast, and 15 grams of coarse kosher salt. That's all you need. This is really simple. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, you don't have to even do anything by hand. If you don't have a KitchenAid mixer with a dough hook attachment, you can do this all by hand. You're just going to knead it a little bit longer by hand. I'm wondering what your favorite pizza topping is. I like Neapolitan style pizza, and the simpler, the better. Choose really good ingredients. My favorite are San Marzano tomatoes blitzed up with fresh mozzarella and 3 leaves of basil. Let me know what your favorite pizza topping is in the comments. To make the dough, add your all-purpose flour and whole wheat flour to the bowl of a stand mixer. Next, add the active dry yeast to one side of the bowl and your coarse kosher salt to the other side of the bowl. Now, you don't want the salt to touch the yeast. It could affect how well it rises. Lastly, to form the dough, add in your water and mix on a low, progressively up to a medium to medium-high speed. That way you don't kick flour everywhere. Knead this in a KitchenAid or stand mixer with the dough attachment for about 5 to 10 minutes. Hovering around that 7-minute mark is where you want to be. Okay, we're at about 7 minutes, and the KitchenAid is actually getting pretty hot. But the dough is, it's pulled off the side of the bowl, and it's nice and smooth. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of this bowl, and we're going to put it into a well-greased or oiled, we use olive oil in my house, to let it rise in the fridge. We're going to put it in the fridge for 1 to 3 days. At least a couple hours this needs to rise. If you're in a pinch and that's all the time you got, make sure you do it at room temperature, because bread and dough just in general rises a lot slower in the fridge, but it helps it to develop a lot more flavor. After your dough has properly proofed, either at room temperature or in the fridge, you're going to want to take that dough out and divide it into 8 equal pieces. You're going to form each one of these pieces into a ball, put it into a floured casserole dish or baking sheet, and then cover with cling film or a damp towel until you use it. If you have this in the fridge, you're going to want to do this for at least an hour or two in advance. That way the dough has time to get to room temperature and relax a bit from being so cold. Once your 8 personal dough balls have rested, it's time for the fun part. Smash them down so you have this flat disc, and then using your fingers and your palms, you're going to, on a table, press it out into a big circle. Now, you can take these pieces of dough now and up in the air, use your fingers and palms and knuckles to kind of spread them out. You want to make sure your dough gets really thin. That way it cooks a lot faster. Part of the fun of a Neapolitan pizza is it cooks at a very high temperature really quickly. If you can get it up to about 900 degrees, you could almost cook this pizza in about a minute or so. I usually hover my wood fire grill around 700 to 850 degrees, making it about 4 to 5 minutes before the whole entire pizza is cooked. Once your dough is pressed out and it's ready to go into the grill or your oven, put it on a pizza peel and then add your tomato sauce and any kind of topping you're going to use. My favorite toppings are San Marzano tomatoes, mozzarella, and 3 large leaves of basil. Now that you have your pizza assembled, it's time to put it on the grill or the oven. So there's 2 ways to do this. You want to get a high temperature pizza stone, either put it in the oven, preheat it to as high as the oven is allowed to go. Check the owner's manual. If you're doing it on a grill, wood fire like a Kamado Joe or a green egg, that'd be perfect. That's what I prefer to use. So preheat that high temperature pizza stone on the grill. Get it up to temperature. You want 700, 800, 900 if you can. The hotter, the better. And then gently put it on the wood fire grill. You're gonna let this cook for anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes. You want it bubbly, golden brown with some darker spots. You want it cooked all the way through, and it should puff up. You don't wanna load this thing up with too many toppings because it's supposed to cook quick, so anything you do put on it, make sure it's already cooked and just needs to be melted and heated through. For a pro tip, make sure you start forming the next pizza while the first pizza is in the grill or the oven. This way you can crank out the pizzas one right after another. When we make them here at my house, we make the pizzas, cut them, and eat them as we go instead of making each person their own individual pizza. This keeps things going, and it's really just an experience to talk, chit-chat, enjoy family time together while we're cooking the pizzas one by one. Once your pizza is cooked, pull it out of the oven or off the grill, put it on a cutting board, drizzle some basil infused olive oil over the top of it, and cut and serve. And there you go. That's my version of the Neapolitan pizza made right in your own home. It's delicious. And this is gonna be way better than takeout, a little bit healthier as well, because we've used good ingredients and taken our time putting it together. It's gonna be incredibly tasty. You don't need all that stuff that you get from pizza chains. You can have it right in your own home. This is the best way to have a pizza party. If you've liked this recipe or any of the other recipes on the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you find yourself in need of purchasing ingredients or kitchen equipment, make sure to go through needsneeded.com and click on the affiliate links in each of the recipes. Clicking these affiliate links for Amazon helps me pay for ingredients in future videos, and I really appreciate it. Thanks, and until the next recipe, this has been Needs Needed. After your personal-sized dough balls have rested, this is when it gets to the fun part. Smash them down with your hand, creating a semi-flat spherical. Hey everybody, Hey everybody, today you know what? Today, let's make some pizza.